Now, the Vols on Saturday night did what they were supposed to do. A 41-20 win over South Carolina. Tennessee is surprising 11.5-point favorite. You kind of wondered what in the world, and then they won by 21. Tennessee with a big win. Now we get to celebrate. Well, actually we don't. It's an off week, and then A&M comes to town. And then you got the likes of Georgia after that, and A&M and Arkansas and Alabama. That's what we're talking about tonight on the Volunteer Club Locker Room, powered by Spire Sports. This is the Players Show. I got all distracted. Tennessee does not play Arkansas this year, but because Swain was giving me this look over there about the orange jacket, you got me all, to steal a line from Ron Slay, discombobulated just a little bit. Go for it.
Just let him get it off
What's
his
your
chest.
problem with me wearing the orange blazer? It was a big win Saturday night.
We wear orange blazers after wins versus Alabama, Florida, or Georgia. We don't wear orange blazers after wins versus South Carolina, who we normally beat.
I wore this thing last year, I think, after the win over Florida to get rolling.
Okay.
I wore it after Alabama. Hadn't had a chance against Georgia in just a little bit, so it hadn't been Georgia.
Well, you're just validating the silliness that came from Spencer Rattler's mouth, talking about that this was our Super Bowl or something like that. Something silly that he said.
What nonsense? He's coming out firing over here.
Spencer Rattler after the game said, good luck to them. That this was their Super Bowl, and at the end of the day, it was a get-back game. We wanted to beat you for what you did to us last year. So our guys came, they showed out. Swain's fired up about it. He's fired up about Mark wearing his orange blazer. So let's go.
Here's the thing. I think this, for whatever it's worth, and even the camera doesn't want to show me right now, I think the fact that Tennessee had to have this win. After you lost to Florida, you couldn't start 0-2. You go into the off week. If you lose the game, everybody's peering off the edge of the Henley Street Bridge for 2 weeks, wondering whether they should jump or not. I think this was an incredible win for Tennessee. Well, that's why I'm wearing the orange blazer, Swain.
Well, Tennessee lost to a team that they were better than in Florida. You couldn't do that at home in the SEC home opener versus South Carolina.
Yeah, watching that Kentucky game made me sick.
And that made it worse, but you couldn't do that. So that's why this game was so important, especially right before a bye week.
I think this goes to show the importance of a night game in Neyland. The stands, the field, everything was rocking. We got going early. We couldn't afford to lose this, and I think the guys kind of felt that energy. They felt everything that kind of the city was having going on, and they came and they showed out.
So I've got to ask you guys something, and we'll ask the Herring brothers about it when they're in studio. Elijah and Caleb are here in just a few minutes. Swain, why do you have your hand up questioning?
Because this is not a highlight. Joe just threw an interception. I don't want to see that.
Okay, here was I can tell. Here was going to be my question. This is a dumb question, but here goes. I can't fire myself, so I can say this. Does the atmosphere make that big of a difference? Because you went to Florida, you laid an egg because of the environment. And then you play South Carolina, a team that was up 14-3 at #1 Georgia just a couple of weeks back, and you throttle them. Is the environment that important as a player?
Look around the league. I mean, look at what LSU was unable to do at Ole Miss. Auburn had Georgia on the ropes. They were playing at home. You look at Kentucky playing at home versus Florida. I mean, look around the league. I mean, home field advantage really, really matters.
It's underestimated. I completely agree. It's underestimated. People don't realize what it's like as offensive guys, Jason and myself. When you're playing on the road, it's loud. You can't communicate. You don't even know what's going on. So when our stadium's going, you got 102, 103,000 people rocking, it makes a difference. And you saw South Carolina couldn't do anything. He's mad again.
Swain's mad at the highlights we're showing.
I don't want to see South Carolina good highlights.
You don't want to see South Carolina.
I just want to see Tennessee highlights.
That's why I'm wearing orange, because there was a bunch of them. Let's take a look at the stats. Okay, so as we look at the key takeaways, Chris, I'll start with you. What jumps out and grabs you?
Rushing the ball. We're not going to make Joe do things that he's not comfortable doing. We're really good at running the football. That's what we do. Our guys make splash plays. We saw all three of our guys get going this past week. Dylan Sampson made some plays, and obviously Wright had a really good game.
It was a line of scrimmage game. Being able to run the football the way we did, Cooper Mays was huffing and puffing during the game, and he fought through that. He played extremely well. He was a big difference. But then you look at the defensive line, really dominating South Carolina. It was a line of scrimmage game, and Tennessee won it.
Is it? This is another dumb question, but I can't fire
He's
myself.
on a roll.
Right on cue, right up the middle. You got a three-headed monster at running back. Dylan Sampson had 4 touchdowns in the opener. Then he had 2 touchdowns. He had 6 touchdowns. And yet you go through the first quarter, and this was not the first quarter. You're like, where is he? They don't have to put him in, but at the same time, if you're him, are you not frustrated that you're like, dude, seriously?
It's hard to get in when you're not in because of the offensive tempo. The moment you substitute, you're allowing the defense to do the same thing. So it's tough. It's tough for any offensive player who plays receiver or plays running back who's not in initially because you want to keep the defense from substituting as well.
You know, I think Dylan said it well when he was in studio. You have to be ready for your role. You have to be ready when you get your opportunity. I think that's what we've seen him do every single time this year he's at his moment. He's taking advantage of it. So that's what these guys are doing. They're taking advantage of the opportunities when they're given because, like Jason said, it's hard to get in there and it's hard to stay in there and compete consistently just with the way the offense is run.
What's intriguing to me is how you can have so many stars on a team, and there's only one football, and yet somehow you have convinced these guys that it's okay. Because there's a lot of selfishness in college athletics, but you're not feeling that in that running back room right now.
Well, you don't have to have the ball all the time to be successful. I mean, if you're a running back, you don't want 25, 30 carries anyways because you may not be able to walk the next week or the next day.
Well, you want it, but you don't need it.
You don't need it. And you know you don't need it, which means you don't want it because you want to be able to play the entire season. So these guys, they're unselfish. They know they're the best when they are unselfish and they play together. And last night was a prime example of that.
You're running guys in that are fresh all the time. By the way, coming up in a little bit, our Food City Player Perspective is Elijah and Caleb Herring. Excited to have those guys in studio. We'll check in with them in just a few minutes. In the meantime, before we go to break, your opportunity to be a part of Tennessee football, basketball, baseball, whatever it is, by supporting the initiative that is the NIL Collective, which is Spire Sports. You can click on the QR code, scan the QR code, whatever you want to call it, get a shot of the QR code. You can be a member, multiple levels of which you can support the NIL Collective that is Spire Sports.
Scan it.
Jason Swain on camera is taking a picture of it right now.
Oh, it works.
Let's pop him. Oh, I was hoping we could pop him up on camera. When we come back, we'll venture into what's next for Tennessee. That's coming up on the Volunteer Club Locker Room, powered by Spire Sports. This is the Players Show.
This is cool.
The Volunteer Club Locker Room is brought to you by the Volunteer Club. Real Vol fans are members of the Volunteer Club. Food City, Exterior Home Solutions, Lincoln Memorial University, Glass Doctor, and Garza Law.
Attention shoppers, don't forget to ask our certified butchers for great recipe tips.
This is an authentic butcher shop.
Where meat is hand-cut in-store, beef is ground fresh daily, and expert advice from a certified butcher
Is always free of charge.
Free advice? That's what I call value. The quality I crave, the value I count on.
Nobody does food like Food City.
At LMU, every door is open. Each can help me build my future exactly how I imagine it. Let's check those specs, guys. And lead to a career where I'll have an impact. As a nurse, how are you feeling today? A social worker.
I guess you started when I was younger.
Or an executive of a multinational company. Take a look at the third quarter. I know LMU will prepare me for a career where I'll make my mark. That's a cut. Because whatever door I walk into, there's a future for me.
Exterior Home Solutions will make one family's dream come true.
Do you know a family in need of a new roof?
Maybe it's leaking or needs repaired.
Whatever the needs may be, Exterior Home Solutions is going to give one lucky family an exterior home makeover.
To nominate a family that you think is deserving, simply go to the website at exteriorhomesolutions.com/makeover, and you can make your nomination there.
Exterior Home Solutions wants to give the gift of home to one lucky family.
Reach for the power with Dynabody Fitness. New Dynabody equipment is manufactured right here in Tennessee and shipped all over the country. Custom built, rugged, and guaranteed for life. Visit Dynabody.com and experience the difference.
I'm Coach Josh Heupel with Tyler and Will from the Sports Animal.
For UT Info in the afternoon, no one does it like 99.1.
From Josh and Swain through Tyler and Will, you're blanketed in orange.
No one covers the Vols like 99.1, the Sports Animal.
Okay, so the Garza Law play of the week, and I went with this one because this was a tight game. It was a one-possession game right before the half. Kamal Haddon, I mean, this is literally Merry Christmas. Wait a minute, didn't Rattler say this was like our Christmas? That was like Santa Claus.
It was Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
I thought he said
Super Bowl pick six.
I thought he said, yeah, and that gave Tennessee the 24-10 lead. Great pressure, and Tennessee gets the turnover, the 24-10 lead, and then from there it was kind of like Katie bar the door. Okay, so what are you doing on an off week before we venture into anything else? What are you doing in the off week if you're Tennessee?
We're trying to get healthy is my thing. I mean, you got to relax. Guys need to get in the training room, need to take care of their bodies, and kind of just use this week to kind of catapult themselves for the long stretch run that we have. You have to take care of your body. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's number one. Number two would be kind of getting back to fundamentals.
Yeah.
Too many mistakes. Still, even though you won and you won convincingly, a couple scores lead, you still have mistakes you have to clean up. And it really goes back to, worrying about what you do, kind of like the first week of fall camp. So going back to the fundamentals, I think will be key during the bye week.
By the way, how was there not a pass interference call on that play right there? And B, or two, whichever one I said first, how did he make that catch?
He said he didn't even know he caught the ball. I'm kind of reading what he said afterwards. But yeah, that's definitely pass interference. I think, how do you not call that, Jason?
Your hands touch the ball, you just squeeze it. Yeah. Sometimes you don't see it. Sometimes you have to make those type of plays, but receivers, you understand that the moment the ball hits your hands, you squeeze it, you take it away from the DB, you tuck it. It was a great play, even though it was pass interference.
Squirrel had a big game. I mean, nine catches. He really pushed the ball down the field. I thought he did a good job.
It wasn't too long ago that this show and other shows like this, like 3 years ago, were depressing to watch for a Tennessee fan. I mean, let's be real, because the program was depressing. Now that this team is 4-1, are we taking for granted the success that we're seeing on the field?
Absolutely not. No, absolutely.
We're enjoying it.
We can't. Yeah. It's not been that long ago.
Do you not remember when the coach was wearing a mask up to here and they were 3-7 and it's the first one to 3-1?
I remember. That's why I'm not taking what we have right now for granted.
4-1 feels good, and we need to be happy with where we are going into the bye week. Listen, we slipped up against Florida.
That was not said in a negative way. Yeah. I'm just saying as a fan base, because you always expect, how in the world did we lose to Florida? You know what? It wasn't too long ago. You weren't 4-1. You weren't sitting right here waiting for A&M to come to town in a nationally televised game. I just don't think those people understand where the program was.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Losing to Florida stinks, and losing to that Florida team stinks, especially how they played since they played us and before they played us. But this thing is kind of working itself out like it always
A lot of football left.
You lose to Florida, then you beat Kentucky. Kentucky beats Florida. So that's still on the table.
Okay, so I read you a lot more so than I do him, because he's looking away from me, and you're all just grumbling, mumbling, making Elijah Herring over here just did the same thing. So, guys, you're about to be on camera, so pay attention. There we go. Elijah's on your left. Caleb's on your right. Elijah, you were just like you were saying something to Caleb. What were you saying to him whenever we were talking about Tennessee fans? Do they take for granted where the program is right now?
Sure, I was talking about something else.
No, you are? I mean, do you think that success right now for Tennessee, the fans really appreciate the success that we're seeing out of you guys?
Yeah, most definitely. I think it's really much expected. You expect Tennessee to be at such a high level right now, so I mean, yeah, I feel like I don't think they're taking it for granted at all.
Okay.
I think they're actually enjoying it.
Good politically correct answer.
Yeah, I like that answer. Hey, Caleb, so obviously you're here with your bigger brother. Talk about how it's been for you coming here and kind of seeing what's going on. Elijah, you've been here for a couple of years, but Caleb, you just got here and you kind of talked a little bit about having a welcome to the SEC moment. But talk about just being here and what's going on, just a transition from high school to coming here.
Well, just going into it with my recruitment and everything, Elijah, he never really rushed me into like choosing Tennessee. He really wanted it to be my own thing, but he would just like tell me just to let God lead me and things like this, like recruitment and stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, I always knew I was gonna come to Tennessee, but I just wanted to make it interesting.
Yeah.
But just coming into Coming into college, coming there early, trying to get adjusted to everything. It took me about 3 weeks, about 3-4 weeks to get adjusted to, the speed of our offense, going tempo and all that.
Hey, listen, Caleb, producer's going to get mad at me, but I'm going to take about a minute away from Swain on the interview because I don't want to miss this. You told Chris before the show that you had a welcome to the SEC moment. So what happened? Oh, look at Elijah. He's look at him. He's squirming over there. Caleb, what happened?
Well, it was really like 3 kickoffs. The first one, it was like leading up into it. But, it was the first, the first kickoff, I got double teamed, it was nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Then the second time, this would happen. I ran down the field, got blindsided, got up, thought it was number 41 who hit me. And then the second time, I was looking at 41, thinking that it was him. So I was like, trying to hit him, then 44 came out of nowhere and blindsided and messed on me. I couldn't feel my body afterwards. I was just like, goodness.
Yeah, we need
but,
to...
it happens. It's part of the process, but
yeah,
it's nothing too crazy.
I like the look on Elijah's face. That's kind of funny right there. He's like, I've had that moment before. By the way, and it really got Caleb because he told the story. He said there was the first time, and then there was the second time, and then there was another second time. He doesn't even know it was the third time. And when we come back, it's the Food City Player Perspective. Jason's going over there with Elijah and Caleb Herring.
The Volunteer Club Locker Room is brought to you by Ted Russell Ford, KOC, the official orthopedic partner of University of Tennessee Athletics, Better Mattress, Commercial Bank, Pilot, and KnoxvilleSmiles.com.
Exterior Home Solutions will make one family's dream come true.
Do you know a family in need of a new roof?
Maybe it's leaking or needs repaired.
Whatever the needs may be, Exterior Home Solutions is going to give one lucky family an exterior home makeover.
To nominate a family that you think is deserving, simply go to the website at exteriorhomesolutions.com/makeover, and you can make your nomination there.
Exterior Home Solutions wants to give the gift of home to one lucky family.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the third health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I'm finally feeling control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
I'm an owner.
I am an owner.
I'm an owner. And we're locally owned.
Gray Hodges has been serving the Knoxville area with quality craft-made cabinetry for over 7 decades now. Craft-Made manufactures high-quality kitchen and bath cabinets in a wide variety of finishes with modern and traditional styles to choose from. Visit one of our 4 locations and let a Gray Hodges owner show you the perfect craft-made design to fit your needs. Gray Hodges. Employee-owned, service perfect.
Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair is proud to be celebrating 70 years of serving East Tennessee. That's 70 years of old-school customer service, trustworthy auto repair, and of course, great deals on tires. Each one of our 5 convenient East Tennessee locations feature family-friendly waiting areas, and you can schedule appointments and search for tires right on our website at matlocktireservice.com. Modern convenience, hometown values. For 70 years and counting, Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair.
When you're 6'4" and 320 pounds like I am, finding a mattress is a challenge. That's why I went to Better Mattress for help. It's not about just selling big store brands. At Better Mattress, it's about making a mattress that fits the person's body type and their personal preferences. Look, after a big football game, this body is tired and sore. I have to have a mattress that helps me rest and rejuvenate. Big O and Better Mattress. Good night, just got better.
We have the Herring Bros here, Caleb Herring and Elijah Herring, part of our Players Perspective by Food City. Guys, brothers, real close in age. I want to know about the competition between you two growing up.
Oh, the competition started, we was early. We was all putting the baseball like around 5. I was putting in the football too, so I was doing football and baseball, but I mean, ever since then, we were just competing, seeing who could get the most home runs, see who could get on base first. see who could just do stuff better than one another. I mean, we was always competing about something. And just taking things out of it, I would say, I mean, of course we'll like compete with each other, you know, they'll get on to me and stuff, but at the end of the day, like, they really push me to like be the best version of myself.
How cool is it for you guys to play with each other, being able to have your family come to games and watch both of you? Like, you don't get a chance to see this a lot with brothers playing together. You guys are close in age, and you'll have a chance to play multiple years together. How cool is it?
Yeah, that's been, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, that played a huge a part of my recruitment because, you know, I didn't want my mom, family traveling everywhere, just going from another, like one state to another, just trying to, like, choose which game to go to. You know, I just wanted to make it easier for my mom, and yeah, just having it here, it made it easier for that.
What's been the biggest adjustment from high school to college? You said 3 to 4 weeks. That's short, man. For some guys, it's taking 3 to 4 years sometimes to adjust. But what was the biggest adjustment for you guys coming from high school to college?
Sure, I say for me, I guess just managing time and just being on your own. Cause I mean, in high school, I was pretty good with it, but I had to take it to another level once I got up here. So just knowing when to watch film, you know, do homework, get a little bit extra work in when you get that little free time. So it was just those little moments trying to figure out what I can do in this certain amount of time and still be productive with it.
Going up against this offense for the first time in practice, what was that for you guys?
Boy, it took me a minute. It was just like bullets going across my face. I mean, the old linemen, they was moving so fast. I was like, this is crazy. But I was like, man, this is something I wanted, so I gotta get adjusted to it quick. So it took me a good like 2-3 days just to get the feel of it, just get the feel of like everybody's speed and the old lineman strength and just everything.
Take us through running through the tee last night. I mean, last year you got a chance to run through the tee in the Bama game. We understand how big of a game that was at home. But last night, both of you guys ran through the tee. Dark mode, night game, the light show. Take us through your feelings running through the tee.
Man, if I'm being real, it didn't even feel real. I feel like I was like in a movie or something. Like I felt like if I just felt like coming out doing a flip or something. Like this something random, but yeah, it didn't feel real. It was just out this world. Just hearing how loud the stadium was. It was an amazing experience. Something that many people should experience.
It was a great atmosphere. Tennessee with the win, 41-20. It was a great win for this football team. These two brothers, get used to them because they'll be making plays for Tennessee for a long time here in Rocky Top.
Definitely,
yeah, good stuff. And guys that will be playing for a while. You wrapped up kind of quick over there, Swain. So we're working on transitioning over. So there we go. Back to us, our lives. And these guys, it's great to see both of these guys get to Knoxville because they're both great players.
Yeah, really good players, like Jason said. Get used to these guys, get used to them being on the field, and I think get used to seeing guys around them. Our program's in a really good state right now. I want to see how these guys come and kind of transition to making plays for the future.
There we go. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about the off week. We'll talk about Texas A&M when we come back on the Volunteer Club Locker Room, powered by Spire Sports.
The Volunteer Club Locker Room is brought to you by the Volunteer Club. Real Vol fans are members of the Volunteer Club. Matlock Tire, Gray Hodges, Humana, D1 Training, and Aqua Clear Water Systems.
At Glass Doctor, our trained specialists are experts at fixing foggy and cracked glass.
Looks great.
You're all set.
What we can't fix is your view.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pains. Oh, yeah.
I'm Dr. Mike Costa, Malone & Costa Dentistry. You can find us at KnoxvilleSmiles.com. I'm standing here in front of a dental robot. We're one of 2 dentists in the state of Tennessee that utilize this cutting-edge technology. Do you have a broken tooth, a tooth that's in pain, or a denture that doesn't fit well? Maybe you're a little anxious? You can come in and we offer comprehensive sedation services and utilize this awesome technology to give you precise, accurate care. If you think this technology can help you, visit our website at KnoxvilleSmiles.com. I look forward to helping you.
Knoxville is my home. I was born and raised here, and I was blessed to raise my family here. This community is one that I'm proud to live in and serve every day. At Ted Russell Ford for over 50 years, we've been Knoxville's hometown dealer. Helping our friends and neighbors own their first car or their dream car or truck has been our absolute pleasure. At Ted Russell Ford Lincoln, we will continue to serve our community because East Tennessee, you've always supported us. Thank you.
Visit us at one of our 2 locations on Parkside Drive or Kingston Pike, or online at tedrussellford.net.
Community banking is about location and much more. It's about family. We reside in your community. We are a part of your community. At Commercial Bank, our commitment extends beyond the walls of our branches. It's displayed each day in the opportunities we provide, the money we give back, and the time we commit, all to help improve the lives of the people, families, and businesses that make our communities great. Commercial Bank, life made better.
I was the star around here until Glass Doctor installed this perfect shower enclosure. Now they look at me like, well, there you go.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pains. Oh, yeah.
All right, time now for Humana's going inside the orange. And who did it well for Tennessee? Well, at the running back position, 3-headed monster, but we go with this guy right here.
Jalen Wright balled out. I mean, him coming, I think he had 16 carries, over 100 yards rushing. Our running backs did it as a committee, and look for these guys to kind of carry us going through the season. Before
we get to the key points of the off weekend, I do want to say, obviously, the news on Brew McCoy disappointing. He had successful surgery late Saturday night. Obviously, he is out for the year. He does have another year of eligibility. Could and probably very might come back for another year, you would anticipate. But in 15 seconds as a wide receiver, you know this better than anybody else in this room. It's not just about catching footballs when you make a difference at that position. Brew did a lot of things.
Plays hard, blocks, does everything you want him to do. Great leader. Tennessee's going to miss him, but it's an opportunity for other guys to step up.
Key points for the off weekend. Chris, we'll start with you.
Yeah, listen, we got to get healthy. A lot of our guys are banged up. We need to get healthy. We need to spend a lot of time in the training room. And listen, go back to the basics. Get some of these young guys practice reps. I think that's going to be important for us to do and just do that. So go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, got to get healthy. Got to get back to the basics. Next man up mentality is an opportunity with Brew being out for Caleb Webb and Chaz Nimrod to get in there and make some plays. But the bye week is about going back to the fundamentals, and we've nailed it this show about getting healthy during the bye week.
All right, our thanks to Elijah and Caleb Herring for coming out tonight. I think they're going to go watch Riverdale play this weekend. Their alma mater over in Murfreesboro. A lot of guys are going to go home and watch their team play this weekend, go visit family. Then Texas A&M comes to town the following weekend. For Chris Brown, Jason Swain, I'm Mark Packard. We'll see you next week on the Volunteer Club Locker Room, powered by Spire Sports.